Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show that started probably about 12 hours ago that is now just now being filmed because we got lives and jobs and churn and all this other stuff. And listen, this is What's Good America. I'm C. Turner. That's James Big Game Walton the third, Father of the Year. We gotta have an episode about tricking, pretty much. That's call a spade a spade. I'm going straight into it. This episode is about tricking. And whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it's true, whether it's false, at some point in our life, and this is us going straight into it. This is where we're at with it. At some point in your life, especially if you're a Southern, and I believe because Walt, your family got deep roots in the South. Mm-hmm. At some point in your life, you heard the expression, "It ain't tricking if you got it." Mm-hmm. That's bullshit. I'm not. I'm just gonna sit here and be honest with you. Tricking is tricking. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. Do what you do. But Jordan Bartholomew Poole has allegedly spent $500,000 to buy Ice Spice a Maybach truck. A Maybach truck on the first date. Listen, I'm all for tricking in the aspect of, all right, we go to a super nice restaurant on the first date. We get some fancy drinks on the first date. I go out and buy myself some nice clothes so I can look good for you on the first date. I'm all for that. But I'm not about to give you a gold medal just for saying yes, you want to go out with me, and I don't know how this date gonna end. I don't know if there's gonna be a date number 2. I don't know if there's gonna be activities after this date. I'm not about to spend and I get it. He just got 120?
140.
100. I get it. You got 140 million. That's great for you, buddy. I still ain't spending 500,000 on a non-guarantee. I wouldn't buy her the mystery machine.
We got a mystery to solve. We got a mystery to solve right here, Chris. This is some foolishness. Listen, America. Okay. He has set the stage, and he's continuing to set the stage. I'm going to start this right now. First and foremost, I normally don't even get into shit like this. This just happened to cross my path yesterday. And I was at dinner with my wife and our crying child. And I said, babe, did you read, because we're I'm here.
Yeah.
Like this dude lives down the street. He lived about a half hour away. He don't live that far away. I could run into him. San Francisco's getting Chappelle jokes. So, I mean, that I tell you what's going on down there. But another conversation for another day. Those jokes were hilarious. But my wife, I said, you need to Google this because I read it. And she said, a Maybach truck? So this morning, it's probably about 8 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Mountain time, right about there. That's usually when I call Chris because I know he's had his morning meetings. He's doing what he does, which is big baller stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we'll leave it at that because nobody else needs to. No.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm like, give him a call at 9. If he picks up, I know I call him at the right time. At night, he'll call me back in a couple hours when he's through other meetings and handling. Picked up right away. And the first thing I said to him, have you heard about Jordan Poole and Ice Spice? Okay. Now, obviously, you hear our voices. We know which one is the more hood motherfucker in this conversation. And I'm good with that. I got no issue with that. So when he told me no, what did you see? I said, bruh, I'm going to stay on the phone. And I need you to Google this while I will wait. I had these same beats in. And he said, a Maybach truck, the same way my wife said it yesterday. And my wife is white is ivory pearls. You understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you something. This is universally some bullshit. Let's just start right there. Let's just call it what it is.
Across the board, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Listen, man. Let's start about the fact that this even got out. I want to start with that point. What is it about this generation? Okay, and obviously I'm piggybacking on some other shit that's going on in the NBA, if you can't tell. And I've seen some people be on the side of, well, they're coming after him and he's young and black. Everybody else makes mistakes. Yeah, Kobe made that mistake one time.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it from that aspect of it. Jesus Christ. Oh.
Charles Barkley made no mistakes. Actually, no. He threw a guy through a plated window.
He did.
But he did it once.
And then made a commercial about it, bitch. I am not your role model, bitch. I do not want your kids to be like me.
Like they were good. We're like, he's the one that can go. He can go do whatever he wants.
And on a separate note, one of the most deplorable human beings in the world, who's made terrible decisions, life decisions, but because he kept his mouth shut, paid a little money, everything kind of got swept under the rug. But Karl Malone, like, did some terrible, deplorable shit. But it honestly, it didn't get out till like the girl was like a senior in college.
You know what I mean? And it's not about putting other people on blast, but I don't know what it is with this generation, man. But I'm starting with this. First of all, who in your circle, like this dude has had one. Okay. Remember, okay, I got one laugh out of you. I said my goal is to get 3 laughs out of America.
You got one. God, you got one.
Remember my give me a minute in 2020. And we need to find that. And I need to, this is a good views on. Remember what I gave to give me a minute about Will Smith? Do you remember the give me a minute I gave about Will Smith after that red table talk?
Yeah.
What happened to Will Smith?
Fast forward 2 years later.
And here we are. So I'm going to say this right now. This is not even give me a minute. Who the fuck in his circle let that video get out of him getting socked in the face? And then you want to compound it at the end of his year after he played like shit in the playoffs. He played like shit.
He disappeared. He disappeared.
They're going to trade this money. They're trading him. They're trading him. And then let this get out. Who is his PR director?
Dude, we've had this conversation about keeping your circle strong. And like, here's
what the fuck?
As much as I blame him, because I do. Don't get me wrong, I do.
Well, we're gonna get to him, but I want to talk about the things ain't nobody talking about. Everybody talking about him. Shout out Cameron, shout out Mace, and we're gonna get to them in a minute too. But let's start here.
I blame him, but it's your circle. Like, in your circle, everybody got to know, like, it's got to be the one older brother or cousin in the circle be like, hey, man, bro, that's a bad look. I don't think you should buy I hate to even use the term rapper for this girl, but I don't think you should buy the rapper girl a Bentley truck, like a Maybach truck, whatever it is. Like, I don't think you should do that. Like that, does that dude still exist in your circle? Like, does that guy still exist in these circles? Because I don't think he does anymore. Like, the older cousin, older brother, like, doesn't exist anymore. Or does it come out like, oh man, you just hating, and then he's no longer in the circle? Like, we come from the generation where, like, you had at least one old head that was just like, hey, I don't think
Yeah,
you should do that.
that's not a good look. I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, that's the
Dog,
one. That's the one guy. That's the one dude in your life. And I know Chris Turner knows more than me, but we had them guys everywhere. That's the one guy that.
everyone,
That's the one guy that kept you from being a statistic.
thank you.
Okay, so I loved your point there. So we addressed that. Here's the next point. Now I'm getting on Jordan Poole. I live in California. Okay, I don't know if I've made $500,000 since I've lived here. I'm close. I'm close. But I can do math. 4 years.
Are you seriously doing the math right now in your head?
Watch this. 4 years, 140 million, right?
Right.
That's 35 million a year.
Okay.
The government gets half that.
So you're down to 17 a year.
California gets 33% of it.
Oh, how much? They get 33%.
Bro, I'm telling you, 33%. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can nope, you're off. So oh my God.
Once again, I'll tell you right now, Spotify for podcasters is trash. It's trash. But that's all good because I almost rather this one come out here. This is actually the one that needs to come out. We can release the other videos later, CT. So, like I was saying, California takes 33%. So, where is he at? About 9-10 million?
You about 9.5 to 10, yeah.
So he just gave 500,000 at 9.5 million on a first date.
5%. So 5% of your yearly income on your first date.
It ain't like he didn't go buy him a house here in the Bay Area. How much a house is in the Bay Area?
In California, oh my God. So let me play real estate. Let me get my Hannah Reno on real quick.
Yep. Shout out Rumi.
So Bay Area, most likely he's either in San Francisco or Oakland Heights.
Yep.
I know for a fact you're not by the bare minimum you spending 1.5 bare minimum in Oakland Heights.
Yeah, that's
to stay in the nice part of Oakland Heights, because you're not gonna stay in the regular part where the dentist and the doctor stay at. Like you got to stay in the nice part. So that's 1.5. Bare, and that's the low end.
Mm-hmm.
So her truck that you bought her was 1/3 of your house. I can't with these dudes. I don't know what's good with this American. Like I don't know. Like it's see what I but I don't know what's good with that one. Like it does it
Now,
like I
mind
said,
you, this could all be false, America.
it could be.
And for the life of me, for this kid, I want it to be false because I think he has a chance to be a really, really special player in this league.
Yeah.
This was a rough year for him, and rightfully so. You got knocked the fuck out. And this ain't the old days when you get knocked the fuck out and nobody would know about it.
It's speculation.
Steve Kerr getting punched in the face was kind of a known in Chicago. The world ain't find out to COVID.
30 years later.
And how did Michael Jordan pay that forward? Steve Kerr.
I get your ring.
Steve Kerr won Michael Jordan a ring. Michael Jordan won him a third ring, and Steve Kerr got to keep winning rings and getting to be executive of the year. And then he got to be on TNT and host shows. And then he got to basically be on the coolest team of the last 10 years. And now he's got stock options in the tech world because that's all these dudes have. So this is where I'm going to defend Jordan Poole. If this is your stock money from endorsement you did, or maybe you got a Maybach endorsement we don't know about, then I
No,
commend you, brother.
it ain't. Here's why I'm not
Well,
commending
I
or
was trying to
defending.
give him some positive,
Nope,
Chris, because I
I'm
don't.
not. I'm not. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why he's not a spokesman or getting an NIL deal from May. When was the last time you seen a Maybach commercial?
I think it was a Rick Ross music video.
Oh, so not a commercial. So nothing that they paid for.
I don't think Maybach has to do commercials.
Exactly. When your clientele is so exclusive, you ain't gotta have a commercial for that.
Yeah, I've never seen
Like,
it. I've never seen an Aston Martin commercial. So
them stupid the Pierre Berget watches. Ain't no commercial for that. Hell, Mercedes Benz just started doing commercials 5 years ago. So what I'm saying is that's not a hey man, thank you for driving our car. Here's a truck for you. No, that's a hey man, I got this date with Ice Spice. How about you take 10,000 off that $500,000? And the dude just looking at you like, all right, that's fine. So instead of it being 500,000 10, it's now 500,000 straight up. Oh, I forgot you're in California, so now it's back to 550. Come on, man. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you a quick story.
Okay, keep the thought. I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I didn't realize how mad he was gonna get once we got it out. He's upset.
Right, like
That's all. Keep going.
I've been
Go
thinking
back in.
about
Go back
this.
in.
I've been thinking about this all day. This was during the time Outlaw days were over. No, this was before Outlaw days. I was done with arena football. CFL ain't workout, NFL ain't workout. I was living in Miami, working a nice little job at a company I still can't say because I
Yeah,
didn't sign it.
this is when he was driving the. I like to call it the Owen Hart, aka the Blue Blazer. You had the big,
I had the big Avalanche,
big Blue Sigma. Yeah, the Avalanche joint. And
so
that joint was cold too.
and I'm in Miami. Got a nice little 1-bedroom studio apartment in North Miami. I can see I can see everything downtown that I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. You can see it right from my my screened in patio. Met a girl at the gym. I can tell that she was a very high end girl. It's like, all right, cool. Let's go out. All right, cool. Let's go out. Now, here's where the acceptable tricking is. And it's even bargain tricking at that. I knew the owner of one of the clubs because he worked at one of the gyms and everything else. And like I would work in with him and blah, blah, blah. And every time, like, oh, you should come out, I'll get you bottle service and all that. I was saving that because I knew there's going to be a time where I actually wanted that for my family to come down or whatever. So I was saving that card. So I hit him up. Yo, coming through tonight. Still good with bottle service. Oh, well, yeah, it's the I forgot who was there in concert. It's like, but yeah, I'll get you a table, get you a bottle, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So I go buy a new outfit. I go get my car detailed. Bought like roses or something like that to have like at the venue and all that. But I spent money on me to look good for me, for her. I didn't preemptively buy her, hey, I'm gonna go buy this bottle of Ace of Spades that only you can drink. Your name's gonna be on it. No, I talked to the little owner dude. We had a bottle of Ciroc, I want to say, that was free. Like, I think I paid like an extra like $30 to get some juice, which is highway robbery, by the way. The bar industry all by itself is highway robbery. But I paid like an extra $30.
Hey, this is my wife walked out here. You know, because that, if I'm correct, that would have been like 2008, 2009 year. You know what the equivalent would have been to what Jordan Poole did with this? That'd have been like if Chris Turner was like, you know what? I'm really gonna set it off. Like, I'm gonna pull up in my car but I'm gonna pull up behind her uh with a Phantom.
Exactly. Dude, I'm in my truck. I picked her up in my truck. I pulled up to the front, the valet got in, which was free, by the way. I just tipped the dude $10. And then he drove my truck over there with the rest of the 73 donks and all the dope boys and all that. When they shit was sitting up high, it was a couple Phantoms over there, but hey, I'm still paying for my stuff. I'm not like, I'm gonna buy you some wings after the club. Hey, take that with you if you don't want to come over to the crib. I'll buy you an extra drink if we finish off this bottle. That's what I'll do. I'm not 500 $550,000. And I can't emphasize the 50 on it because you got to pay tax. $550,000 on a first date on a girl who, one, won't be famous next year. Let's get that understood. That rudimentary ass rap shit that she does will not be around that much longer. So you got a girl who won't be famous next year, who will have no gimmick, and honestly, she's one bad summer away from being on Love and Hip Hop New York. No, like, dude, you are in a position. Well, you were until you kind of did up this NBA playoffs. You were in a position where you were about to be the next man up.
Should we name the rappers that this would have been allowed to, like, you know what? Okay, maybe this was a good move.
Okay, we can go rapper for rapper.
Rappers or female singers. I don't want to just keep it like, if you want to keep it to rappers, great. Like what?
I'll let you go first. We can go star for star.
Okay. If I was gonna spend $500,000 to prove how much I love you, I mean, the first one I could think of where I know that she got it, and this is just on pure just what she's already accomplished. That's like a Nicki Minaj move because she's at least done enough.
I agree.
She was in $100 million movie and had lines.
I'll take you back. If I'm going to spend $500,000, then that means I'm Biggie and I'm spending this on Faith. Because Faith was platinum before Biggie even rolled up.
Your faith.
Let me do that for you.
Hey, I got you, Faith. All right. You know what? I told you I'm gonna get a laugh out of you. If I'm gonna spend $500,000 on somebody to let them know I'm trying to be with you, you know who I'm gonna spend $500,000 on? I'm gonna spend $500,000 on Missy Elliott. Because I'll tell you right now, if I can get into first and foremost.
Wait.
Oh yeah, I'm making money moves.
Wait.
Missy Elliott.
It's the $500,000 you spend it on Missy in an investment?
Yes. That's fine. I'm gonna start getting some production credit somewhere.
You want to point out the record?
Hey, I just want to play a tambourine on that bitch. Hey, listen, if I'm spending that $500,000, still will buy you a house
anywhere. Anywhere.
If me and my wife had $500,000 right now, we would live in the hills of Silicon Valley in something dope, because that's what the down payment would be. It'd be dope. So if I'm spending $500,000 on a rapper, Missy Elliott, because I'm gonna get me some production credit somehow. I'm getting in. I'm doing a Justin Bieber song at some point. It's gonna happen.
If I'm spending $500,000, then I'm Hove and I'm buying it for Beyonce, mainly because I know for a fact Beyonce is gonna buy me something that is $750,000.
Yeah.
So I came up.
Because in the words of Dave Chappelle, Jay-Z.
No, you shut the fuck up like this.
Yeah. I just want to let you know I got shut the fuck up money, just so you could let me know that you shut the fuck up money.
Oh, okay. And that's the thing, like, she's gonna spoil me.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah, that's why I didn't want to leave it to just rappers. I was just like, you know what? If I had let's just call it what it is. If I had $500,000 that I was gonna spend the first date, you know what I'm gonna spend that on? I'm gonna spend that shit on Taylor Swift. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Because you're gonna get a song made about you, and you definitely gonna get a credit about that.
I'm gonna be the first guy that gets a happy song written about him by Taylor Swift. And then I'm gonna be on tour. She's gonna pull me out on stage. Girls, this is the one.
Short tees in the bleachers.
Hey, you want to get you one like this? Can you imagine being that motherfucker at a Taylor Swift concert? All them upset bitches at a Taylor Swift concert, and she pulls you out. This is the guy that changed everything for me. You wouldn't even be. Hey, hey, what's your name? I'm the bitch that changed Taylor Swift's life. That's my name. That's who I am. I'm that bitch.
Oh my God.
I'm telling the truth, bro. Like, I mean, we gonna do this. If we gonna, I told you I was drinking. I told you I was gonna make you laugh 3 times. That's 2.5. Like, what are we talking about here?
Let's go. And I'm going to follow the requisite that Jordan set up. If I'm going to spend 500,000, and no homo, I feel like we're in the age where I can say this. Like Jordan Poole's an attractive guy, so like
he's a good-looking dude, man.
He's a good-looking guy.
He is the epitome of what we would call proper light skin.
Correct. Like clean cut, 360 waves. Like he's a clean cut guy,
and can play, and he got game,
and can play. It's not like he's oh my God, who's the dark skinned cat for the Lakers now?
What you talking about? Jared Vanderbilt, Dennis Schroeder?
Nope. Schroeder. Schroeder's hideous. Like he's a hideous.
Let's see, but Dennis Schroeder is French.
That does ugly have a country border or something?
Come on, man.
Yeah,
All right. Stop it.
Anyway, oh God, that's true. That's true. If I was going to spend 500,000 on a first date, I would have to be Jermaine Dupri, and this would have to be Janet Jackson, because look at Jermaine Dupri.
You just might have just shut down the argument right there. That might be enough.
Because look at him, look at Jen, and that was pre-titty Janet Jackson. So that you have to be that. Like, you have to be a dude where like girls look at you like, man, if you wasn't rich, yeah, you'd probably still be palming it up. Like, that's what you have to do. But if you're a good looking man, well dressed, like you play ball pretty well, you're on arguably one of the best teams of the decade with one of the top shooters of all time, and you were like a splash cousin. You weren't a brother, but you were a splash cousin.
He wasn't, dude. We need to make t-shirts. We need to trademark that right now.
We really could.
That was dope, dude. This has already been one of the best podcasts we've done in a long time. This shit is hilarious. And splash,
because this podcast is pure emotion. Like that's why it's pure anger and emotion.
I promise you, we delay some of our videos. I promise you, this is going to be on all streaming platforms and will be shared. Listen, man.
500,000.
Listen, man. I want to talk about Cameron real quick. Here's my only issue with 2 guys that I adore as rappers and what they meant to the game. But here's where I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I love Killer Cam. But, you know, when he was talking all that stuff about Mario Chalmers, I'm like, okay, that's why I couldn't really, that's why I had to go with this at an allegedly pace. Because I'm like, you talking like you could just beat Mario Chalmers is 6'2". Like, this dude is not little.
And he played at Kansas during the time where Kansas was
and won a national championship. Yeah, I get it, man. The game called you away, Killer Cam, and I know you can hoop. That's one of the best street stories there is. We know who the hoopers are.
Yeah,
we know Killer Cam can play, but
that's right.
Chalmers,
Is Mario
rings
Chalmers.
and was a big part of those 2 rings.
Like he wasn't a role player. Like he played, like he was, honestly, he was Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Hello.
I like the way you wrapped all that up. Like he was Jordan Poole.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm going to come in here, and if these guys ain't got it going, one of these 2 big 3 ain't got it going, I'm going to be the guy. And that's what they thought.
What you need.
He had about.
And he'll come in and get you a quick 12 to 15.
Yeah, he had a 25, 26 point game in the finals with all the cameras on him because it was LeBron trying to get the first. That means every camera was there. LeBron gets the cameras that Larry and Magic and Michael and Cobes,
Exactly.
and Shaq got. Don't everybody get them cameras. Tim Duncan and them got a lot of cameras. They wouldn't get them cameras.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that type of visuals though.
So I'm just being real, man. Like Giannis got them cameras, but he didn't get them cameras.
No. Nope.
This finals is going to be the first time we're going to really get to see has it changed? Because if you haven't proven yourself, or you have to get to the point, do you get the cameras when everybody hates you? Because the only guy that I know that was universally loved was actually, I take that back. You know who else gets some cameras? Steph Curry. Steph is universally loved.
Yeah.
He is. He really is.
Like okay. even with his little terrible beard, like he's proper light skinned and like
he's universally loved. And I love me some. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody loves Steph. Like
that should be a new TV show.
Everybody loves Steph. And then Draymond is the villain of the show that nobody really want to see on. Hey, Draymond, boom.
So wait, speaking of Draymond, is Draymond the villain, or did he really punch him because he was trying to knock some sense into him before he did some shit? Or
I'm starting to think that punch was warranted.
Because at this point, like he either knocked him into this dumbass decision.
No.
Or he was trying to knock him out to make him realize, like, you don't know how you sound right now, bro. Like, you can ready to do something stupid.
You bringing that point up, like, now puts that punch in question.
This is all making it like it's a totally different thing. In my mind, it was like
because it never came out why the punch happened. He could have been saying something.
They said Jordan Poole was talking crazy to him, and Draymond Green is from.
Saginaw,
I think he's either I think it's Saginaw or Flint. It's one or two. I don't
either way around
do that to a Hall of Famer. Let me do
either way around it. You don't really want to talk shit in either one of them.
Let me do a quick Draymond. It shouldn't take too long. Draymond Green is from scroll. Yep, that's what we want, and we want where he's born. What are we doing here? What are we doing, James? Get it together. Yeah, he's from Saginaw. Saginaw ain't Saginaw ain't no picnic in Michigan.
No.
No. And he's not a small guy.
I mean, God, he did play for Michigan State football. Let's get that understood.
Yeah, he played tight end. Not as well as I think he would have liked to, but he did do it. And he's one of the few guys that can say he did it.
So
I'm just saying, there's so much to this, man.
That punch is now in question because he could have been on the side like, man, what? Oh, you just hanging out? Man, I bought my bitches $500,000 trucks just to hang out with me. You do what? Huh? Like, the punch is now in question. So, like, where... I'm just saying the punch.
This is the old computer. I'd have spit it all over the screen. I wouldn't have cared. This is the new computer. I couldn't do it. That shit was fucking hilarious. I'm gonna run that line back.
The punch is in question, dude, because you don't know what he said, and Draymond overheard. Because he could have been over there talking to. Here's the thing: he could have been over there talking to them young boys and putting all this bad juju in their brain, and like Looney and Wiseman and all that. Like
Looney's good. Looney knows it. He's like, hey, my job.
Well, yeah, Looney knows now. Like, oh man, we talk like this. Draymond gonna punch me in the face.
Well, but Kevon Looney he's a hood dude from LA, man. Like
Hey,
Kevon Looney got the goal. He's got the butters too. He just
I
plays hard.
understand that. But being from where we're from, because America, let me talk to you for a second. He can overhear it, but let me talk to you for a second. Walt plays this proper light skin part in his mind. Listen, the motherfucker from Chicago. Let's get this shit understood. He can play that. Oh, I'm from the suburbs. Shit. Listen, he's from Chicago. His daddy from Chicago. Chicago too. Oh, we're gonna move over here to give our children a better chance of living. It's still Chicago. It's called a spade a spade. So like he can sit there and play that, hey, I'm a politician shit. No. I lived in Chicago and I lived on one of the nicer sides. It didn't take but 10 minutes to get to where I need to go to do what I need to do with the hood shit. All right. Let's just keep that shit a spade. Back to the show. So you and I both know, because we done been around it. All it takes for a fight to pop out and you see somebody get hit in the face and get knocked out for you to start to kind of questioning, all right, what caused that? Whatever caused that, I ain't scared, but I don't want to be the one who says that and get hit in the face too.
Well, the video actually showed that too.
Oh,
they tried to spin that video like, well, I'm like, oh no. You look at him, he was jawing at him.
Yeah, ain't no spinning that video.
If you're gonna talk bad to a bully, you got to be able to stand up to a bully. That's what the 80s and the 90s taught you. If you come at a bully, you better be able to take a punch.
And you better swing first. Let's call it what it is. You better swing first.
I love it. Okay, here's another point I want to bring up to this. I didn't want to lose my thought because I start getting into CTE. You know what else makes me so mad that this is even a rumor? Can we talk about one of his teammates who is the OG of OGs in this league of if you step out of line and say some shit you ain't supposed to say or put me in some place, you out the door. And he's a Splash cousin. What is Klay Thompson thinking right now about this dude?
In my honest opinion, Klay don't fuck with him.
There's no way. If this ends up being true, I think you got to trade him because Klay's like, this dude is messing with me.
I honestly believe Klay don't fuck with him.
Dude, this is crazy. Klay Thompson.
Steph has to because Steph is the global ambassador of the team. Like Steph is the UN. So he has to.
UN Curry. I like that.
Klay? Oh, Klay don't fuck with him.
He does have a U and an N in his name, so that helps. That's dope. He's got a U and an N, so UN Curry.
Like they look at Klay. All right, Klay, we're gonna run 3-on-3. It's gonna be you, Jordan, and Looney. Nah.
You're like, man, give me Kuminga. Can't do it.
My back a little tight right now.
Yeah, this dude over here buying $500,000 trucks. Now
these Instagram rappers.
Yeah.
No, Klay don't fuck with him. You can't tell me nothing different. Klay don't fuck with him.
I feel like Klay Thompson's like, bro, I'm gonna tell you, I get you got your money. Klay, Uncle Clay's over here on contract 3, and I'm gonna get contract 4 because I proved I can still play. Just need a little bit more time. And
if you look when they catch Klay on like the off season or like celebrating, like Klay is always by himself. All like when they had him on like the boat or whatever. Guess who was holding that phone, filming everything? Klay. Klay. Hey, I am about 99% sure.
He's done some high profile joints, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's just
for the most of the time, like when they catch Klay, Klay just
when they step out of line, dude, Klay goes, you broke the pack.
We're good here. Like you go back over there. We're good.
He literally does that. Like
go on.
Think about his dating life. Like he's cool with you And he's always trying to vibe and find that right one because his best friends. Draymond married college sweetheart. Steph married his high school sweetheart. Like those are his guys.
And he's still good with Harrison Barnes, and they were all at the wedding together and all
Yeah,
that.
like it's all love, but it's like, but he looks at it and goes, but the one thing you're not gonna do, you're not ever gonna put me in a position where you're gonna fuck Clay's money up.
Oh, at all.
Because if I got to choose the money and you,
Bye to you.
yeah, you'll get in line. Clay Thompson's probably like, oh, look here, I got these Tiger Woods things in here right now. You think you gonna get me a card?
No,
Winter.
no.
I mean, how good did Tiger Woods feel probably winning that in court and being in surgery?
Dude, like Tiger Woods may be the new toxic king. Like I'm gonna call it
That's wild too. That's a story for another day. But I'm just saying, Chris, everything about this, bro, like it brings me back to my final thing. Because you got this going, all this shit with Ja that honestly that we get, and I've heard a lot of guys and let's say a lot, but you've heard the main guys talk about it. And yeah, he's gonna get the punishment
Yeah.
that he deserves. And the beauty about it is that, and at least he's not run our test at a certain point of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like he's young. You know what? This has been a rough year for him. And he's going to have the ability. And I believe that after whatever suspension Adam Silver does hand him, the dude's going to be on a tear.
Has to.
And I think this is a message, to anybody that knows somebody in a prominent position. And you know what? As brothers, we all have that guy. We all have. Chris has guys. Chris has teammates that are everywhere. I got guys that are doing great things and phenomenal things, man. And this is a message really to Black America, man. Because this is a Black America thing.
It really is. It really is.
It is time for the crab in the barrel fucking shit to end. Like it is. Like it's time. That kid's 24 years old and it's this close to losing everything. What did he do to you? Now, if you tell me he fucked your sister and didn't claim the child, okay.
You got me.
You put hands on your mama and you've been letting it go all this time. Okay. You watched him like, stab, like I get it. But if you just on some shit like, oh yeah, I got you, like, this is the one thing I can say about LeBron James. The blueprint that he's created that is so brilliant that you would think all these kids, if you're going to study how to be a gazillionaire because of him and everything he's created, he's allowed for these contracts to happen. He's a big part of it.
Yep.
It started with Jordan taking $30 million a year. And then LeBron, as much as we hated as fans, he has created this money for all these young players. These contracts where you can sign these maxes is because of Michael Jordan taking the $30 million a year, and they figured out the salary because Scottie signed a bad contract.
Yep.
These guys, Steph's, the Jaws, Zion's. That's dope. You can do that, by the way. It's because of LeBron James. Because of him moving the way he moved, he changed the game.
You know what?
And you would just hope and you just want that, man, because like all of our sports are getting crazier, Chris. Like
yeah,
you and I are two guys that are professionally jealous of every college football player that's playing football right now.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna save it.
We'll get that, because we'll have to do an NCAA college football launch show because that's going to happen. That might be a round table. I might have to use my membership. We might have to have a few people on that joint.
Yeah.
That might be an Artavius Williams debut. Bays is going to be on there. Need a lot of guys.
Yeah.
As many guys as we get that were on that game back in the day that are willing to be on this show. We might have 10 screens here. You and me might have to really just kind of duke that out.
That's gonna be worth it.
I can tell I'm getting drunk because I'm losing my points, but I'm making good points at the same time. But it just kills me to see these young guys. They're making these type of decisions, and these are the headlines about them. And LeBron proved that you can bring your guys with you as long as they know what it is. Rich Paul is the most visible black dude on the planet. You know what? If I had $500,000 and I was going out on a first date and I was going to buy a Maybach truck for, you know who I'd buy it for, Chris Turner?
Adele. Hey, you're not wrong.
I can tell you right now, this is not anything I know, but I bet you Rich Paul made a grand gesture.
Oh yeah, it's Adele. It's Adele. I think I've expressed the F word way too many times. This one.
America. Let me break this down to you from a Chris Turner, James Walton, What's Good America viewpoint. You see, Adele married a college sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Adele was just, she had this talent, who maybe believed in her, who believed that maybe she could, because of her presentation, how it was. And you know what? Everybody fucking loved her. Everybody loved her. But the guy that she was there and started all of it with, all of a sudden, didn't love it. And now Adele ain't shit. And I guarantee he did typical male bullshit to her. You ain't shit. You don't care about your kids. You ain't da-da-da-da-da. Blah, 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 blah. And Adele's smart enough to go, bitch, I've evolved. I did this for us. You don't want this? And Rich Paul, who's been LeBron's boy 20 years.
20 plus.
And LeBron said, you're going to be the agent. Go get these things done. And my influence is going to help you. And
which is going to help us.
Exactly. And you're going to have your own money, Rich, because you're going to represent me. But this is going to allow you to represent others. So Rich Paul looked over there and said, she's already got kids. She's already arguably the greatest selling artist of the millennium.
Because let's be honest, before her, before Beyonce, before Janet Jackson, like Celine Dion was moving units. And Adele pretty much made you forget about Celine Dion.
Adele's got crazy numbers. She's got some crazy fucking numbers. I mean, they're in that Led Zeppelin. Like, she's not
Beatles type numbers.
Michael Jackson. Like, she's Whitney Houston, Beyonce. Like, she's in that
conversation.
We went and looked. We don't have to look at it in America, but I can tell you, Adele, them albums and them streams, shit. So I bet Rich Paul was like, you know what? I'm going to show her, because that's somebody that had everything, but she lost something, that she can still have everything. And I'm the guy that can bring something to the table.
And that is worth a grand gesture. You know what, America? let's just get into it. America, if you don't mind taking a sip for me, sir.
Oh man, look how much I saved for you this time.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Give me a minute. Listen, we grew up with the expression "it ain't tricking if you got it," which is the biggest bunch of bullshit in the world. All right, tricking is tricking. Whether you got it, whether you don't, like tricking is tricking. But at the end of the day, like it's levels to this, and I'm gonna get in some trouble with this from my family, who I know watches like some of this shit all the way to the end. I got a cousin. I'm not gonna say his name, but like all of my cousins know who this cousin is. So my cousin had said, I got two pockets. One pocket's for the house. I'm not gonna say what he said because I ain't trying to get him in trouble. The other, I'm not gonna do it. So one pocket is for the house.
I don't need to know. I ain't trying to get in trouble. I'm guilty by association, fool.
I'm gonna curve it a little bit. One pocket is for the house. One pocket is for tricking. He called it something else. So he always made sure the right pocket didn't get touched. That left pocket, though, which is always smaller than the right pocket, was for tricking. Like it's whatever you got to do what you need to do to have a good time. I ain't trying to count Jordan Poole pockets. We kind of did, but the level of tricking that goes on right now, like, is at an all-time high, and I'm really hoping this is not the new thing that catches on, because what's going to end up happening is domestic violence is about to be at an all-time high. Because if you buy a girl a $500,000 truck, there's an expectation that comes along with that. And if that expectation, which there should be no expectation whatsoever, but if the expectation isn't met, then there needs to be some kind of compensation that trades back. Give me my truck back. Hey, you taking care of the car note. Give me half. Something. But this level of tricking leads to quid pro quo, which leads to domestic violence, which I guess in Ice Spice's case, which I'm not for any kind of domestic violence, but in her case, it keeps her famous for another summer, I guess. I don't know. Keep the tricking to a minimum. America, that's been my minute. Just saying, man, like, that's too much.
Yeah, man, this topic did it, man. It touches a lot of things, man.
So much, dude. Like, where's the big homies at, man?
Yeah.
You bought her what?
I don't even know where this is gonna go. Yours, as usual, your give me minutes as like 98% of the time makes sense. And I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say here. So America, as I gather myself. Give me a minute. I may not know much, America, but I know one thing. Now, we've talked about a guy here that's made some bad moves in regards to his decisions with the lady in his life. But the other news that's going on with this in sports, a guy that's made a phenomenal decision and has leveled up something crazy. It's time to give Tom Brady his flowers. America, you getting all the forehead, some of the receding hairline. This is how serious this is. Hey, Goat Brady. Hey. How amazing is it to be that good looking and white and have some money?
Oh, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Dude, this is all compliments, man. But I got to be in the air of our show. You know that line might make you go, I can't go be on What's Good America. But dude, I'm telling you, these two guys, the missus, the light skinned baby that's asleep in the back. I'm telling you, we would love to hang out with you anytime. This guy has flipped. All he had to do was leave New England, And he went from being the most vilified football player this side of Bill Romanowski, maybe?
Yeah.
And Bill Romanowski did some terrible things.
Deplorable. There you go.
You know, God forgiven being in the longest yard. We had to go like, okay, well, clearly it couldn't have been that bad. It was in the longest yard. Thinking about the people they were in the movie with. And Tom Brady was that level hate. Like, I hate that motherfucker. I'm so sick of him. Huh. All he does is win. Blah, blah, blah. He's got the supermodel wife. Fuck Tom Brady, right?
Right.
Gets his ass beat by Tennessee. Signs with Tampa. Wins one Super Bowl immediately, which was dope. I give him all that. And then proceeds to almost get back to another Super Bowl, and then plays statistically the worst football he had played since maybe his rookie year, and becomes this guy that everybody just, Chris, they felt bad for him. It was like Benjamin Button and then Benjamin Button in reverse within like a year. And all he's done is parlay that into Hertz commercials. Every time I see a Hertz commercial, this dude is saying, let's go. And I'm like, you know what? I might have to get off Enterprise. Maybe I need to go. And maybe let's go to Hertz. And now this guy owns the Raiders. And then Chris, the ultimate move. He's still going to get his 10-year, $375 million contract and do the games in 2024.
Dude, this man said, oh, well, yeah, Fox is giving me enough time to study up and do what I need to do before I actually go on. So they're giving you.
So two things is going to happen with this. We're going to continue to watch a guy successfully divorce a supermodel and then remarry her, or we're going to watch a guy because he owns a team. He's going to go, you know what? I can play for this team now. And he's going to go he's going to really go into his Jordan bag.
Oh, yeah. That's almost, dude, that's the blueprint. I don't mean to talk during you. Give me a minute. But
but it was you're good because it was an interactive one. Like, you didn't know where I was going to go with it. I didn't give you any clue. And I brought up the other big news. Like, this is crazy. This dude owns an NFL team. What other players, Chris Turner, do you know have an ownership stake in an NFL team?
Patty Mahomes. Well, no, that's he's the baseball team.
He owns the Royals, which is cool.
That's right. That's the baseball team.
Football player owns. Michael Jordan's the only basketball player we know that owns. And he's trying to sell Charlotte. Quickly. He's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, that's a failed experiment. I don't think there is another one.
So, Tom Brady, it needs to be said. And I'm going to say it with my head pointed down so you can see that move today. And I'll argue this with anybody that's football. And everybody knows how I feel. The 1A and the 1B of GOAT talk in the history of football has always been Walter Payton and Lawrence Taylor. Well, I need to add a C to that list.
Yeah.
Because if you do that much winning and now you own a fucking team, Joe Montana don't own the Niners. Tom Brady. The sips for you, brother. It's been my minute.
Oh, God. With all that being said, special shout out to KO Smoothie, 9-Round Fitness, Knockout Fitness, Rebel Coffee, Chic Workwear. Hey, if she got on Chic Workwear, she's worth tricking for. And let's see who else we got.
Chic Consulting.
Oh, Chic Consulting. Also, well, I'll save this one for next week when I got a little bit more information about that one. So there's more news coming as far as other sponsors and other businesses that we're venturing out to.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Oh yeah, we
Complex Magazine.
Complex Magazine, we coming for you, nigga. Like we gonna get these views up, we gonna get these followers up, subscribers, and
This
all
might
that.
be
We
the
coming.
show. This might be the show.
God, we coming. I'm tagging everything and everybody in it.
Root out whiskey.
Root out whiskey, screwball whiskey. We still drink you. You don't fuck with us, but we fuck with you.
No, that's the pinky. This screwball shaky.
Kirkland vodka.
Oh,
We always got love for you. I wish Montana let Costco sell that Kirkland vodka. Oh, I would be all over it. Oh,
bullshit! Because that shit would. I don't think that shit would stay on the fucking rack.
Oh, no, be all over. But with all that being said, special shout out to Ice Spice. Hey, you winning, sweetheart. You winning.
Facts.
Jordan Poole, get your shit together
Immediately.
Draymond, we apologize.
I mean, my sister went to school at Draymond, which is what's crazy. It's actually crazy.
Hey, our bad, bro. Like we judge you too harshly. I don't know if it was just a dark skin, light skin thing. Maybe we judge you too harshly. But with all that being said, the same way I'm ended the night is the same way I ended every night, and it's by asking Walt one question. And Walt, that question is what?
What's good, America?
What's good, America?